Welcome, beautiful souls. I'm so grateful you're here today to enjoy this journey of life with us. Today, we're diving into the topic that affects all of us, stress. More specifically, we're going to identify what stressors are and explore how they impact the body, mind, soul, and spirit. Stress is something we all face, but often we don't realize just how deeply it infiltrates every part of our being. By identifying the sources of our stress, understanding their effects, we can begin to reclaim our peace, well-being, and joy. Stress is the body's natural response to challenge or threat, but while it's meant to help us survive in critical situations, prolonged or unmanaged stress can lead to harmful consequences. Believe it or not, stress can kill you. Let's take a closer look at the different types of stressors, the damage they cause, and how to identify them in your own life. What are stressors? Stressors are anything that triggers a stress response in your body. They can be external, like work pressure, financial concerns, relationship issues, or societal expectations. They can also be internal, such as negative self-talk, perfectionism, or unresolved trauma. Stressors fall into three main categories: acute stressors, episodic stressors, and chronic stressors. Acute stressors are short-term, immediate challenges. These might include a tight deadline, a job interview, or an argument with a friend. Episodic stressors occur frequently, but not constant. For example, if you're always rushing from one thing to the next or constantly find yourself in stressful situations, you might be experiencing an episodic stressor. Chronic stressors are ongoing pressures or worries that seem never-ending. These include long-term financial struggles, difficult relationships, or living with chronic illness. Identifying which type of stressor you're dealing with is the first step in managing it. Awareness empowers us to create effective strategies to cope with and alleviate stress. When stress becomes survival mode, there's another level of stress that many people experience, often without realizing it, living in survival mode. This happens when the body is stuck in constant state of stress. The fight, flight, freeze, or fawn response becomes the default way of being. For those who have experienced significant trauma or prolonged adversity, survival mode becomes a way of life. The body and mind are constantly on high alert, ready to face perceived threat, even when no immediate danger exists. Living in survival mode can lead to long-term physical or psychological damage. Your nervous system becomes dysregulated. Your body continuously pumps stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Over time, the state of hypervigilance can cause exhaustion, immune dysfunction, and mental burnout. The body never gets a chance to rest, heal, or reset. Childhood and the roots of survival mode. Survival mode patterns often develop in childhood. Gabriel Maté, a renowned physician and trauma expert, explains that children are highly dependent on their caregivers for survival. Because of this, when faced with stress, neglect, or emotional abuse, children will often suppress their authentic selves in exchange for acceptance, love, and safety. They adapt from disconnecting from their true emotions and needs to fit into their environment and be accepted. He further explains that this adaptation, while necessary for survival during childhood, maladaptive pattern in adulthood. You may find yourself constantly pleasing others, avoiding conflict, or staying in harmful situations because you learn to prioritize external validation over your inner truth. This survival mechanism, while protective in youth, keeps you trapped in stress and disconnection as an adult. Unprocessed emotions stored in the body. While these childhood survival patterns are not addressed, unprocessed emotion remains stored in the body. This concept is explored in The Body Keeps the Score by Dr. Bessel van der Kolk. He describes how trauma and suppressed emotions manifest physically, leading to chronic pain, illness, and mental health challenges. Your body remembers the stress you couldn't or chose not to process at the time of the event, and these unresolved experiences create tension, tightness, and physical discomfort throughout the body. For example, as a child, you were not allowed to express anger or fear. Those emotions don't just disappear. Instead, they were stored in your muscles, your nervous system, and even your organs. Over time, this unresolved stress can contribute to conditions like fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, digestive issues, and autoimmune disorders. Dr. Vanderkolk's research highlights that healing requires more than just mental understanding. It involves reconnecting with your body. Techniques such as mindfulness, yoga, breathwork, and body-based therapies help to release these stored emotions and regulate your nervous system. How stress affects the body. When you encounter a stressor, your body responds by releasing hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. This response, known as fight or flight, increases your heart rate, tightens your muscles, and sharpens your senses. While this can be beneficial in short bursts, chronic stress wreaks havoc on your body. The muscular system. Continuous muscle tension from stress can lead to headaches, neck pain, back pain, and overall body aches. Cardiovascular system. Prolonged stress increases risk of high blood pressure, heart attacks, and strokes. Digestive system. Stress can cause issues like acid reflux, ulcers, and irritable bowel syndrome. The immune system. Chronic stress weakens your immune defenses, making you more susceptible to infections and illness. Your body is designed to handle short-term stress, not the ongoing burden of chronic stressors. When you constantly are on high alert, your body doesn't get a chance to recover and repair itself. Either you will choose to self-care and allow your body the time it needs to repair itself, or your body is going to choose for you, and it will probably be in a way you don't like. How stress affects the mind. Stress doesn't just stay in your body. It deeply impacts your mind and your cognitive functions, memory, and focus. Stress can impair your ability to concentrate and remember things. You might find yourself forgetting simple tasks, struggling to complete projects. Anxiety and worry. The constant mental chatter of what ifs, worst case scenarios can dominate your thoughts. Decision making. Stress can cause you to become indecisive or make impulsive choices that don't serve your highest good. Mental fatigue. When your mind is constantly processing stress, you may feel mentally exhausted and overwhelmed. Understanding these mental impacts can help you recognize when stress is starting to cloud your thoughts and take control before it spirals. How stress affects the soul. Your soul, the core of who you are, also feels the weight of the stress. When stress dominates your life, you can feel a sense of disconnection or emptiness. Loss of purpose. Persistent stress can make you feel lost or disconnected from your goals and your dreams. Joy and creativity. Stress suppresses your ability to enjoy life and express yourself fully. Authenticity. Living in a constant state of stress may cause you to feel like you're not being true to yourself. Identifying soul-level stressors means looking at the deeper aspects of your life. Are you living in alignment with your values? Are you nurturing your soul or just surviving? How stress affects the spirit. Stress impacts your connection to something greater than yourself, your sense of spirituality or faith. Doubt and fear. You might begin to question your beliefs or feel a sense of hopelessness. Isolation. Stress can make you feel spiritually disconnected from others or our Creator. Lack of peace. Spiritual peace can feel elusive when you're overwhelmed by stress. Identifying spiritual stressors might involve recognizing when you've neglected your spiritual practices like prayer, solitude, meditation, or time in nature. Identifying your stressors. Now that we've covered how stress impacts your body, mind, soul, and spirit, let's talk about how to identify your personal stressors. Here are a few questions you can ask yourself. What situations or people constantly leave me feeling drained, anxious, or overwhelmed? What thoughts or beliefs trigger feelings of fear, frustration, or inadequacy? What areas of my life feel out of balance, and how is that contributing to my stress? Start keeping a stress journal. Write down the situations, thoughts, or experiences that trigger your stress response. Over time, patterns will begin to emerge. Once you identify these patterns, you can take steps to address them. Remember, identifying your stressors isn't about judgment or blame. It's about shining a light on what's holding you back so you can reclaim your peace, health, and joy. Be sure to check out our next video. It's going to talk about effective stress management techniques and self-care. Here are today's 3 reflective questions so you can go deeper in your journey. Question number 1. What are the top 3 stressors in your life right now? And how do they affect your body, mind, soul, and spirit? Question 2. What areas of your life are you overlooking that might be contributing to your hidden stress? Question 3. How can you bring more awareness to your daily stressors so you can manage them more effectively? Until next time, choose to make today your best day yet and love the life you're living. If this video has helped you help a girl achieve her dreams of helping others live their best lives, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. In the comments below, tell us what is your biggest stressor in this season of life.